the pain you caused, and the sleepless nights, and the hurt you brought. Baby, I forgive for what you did to me, cause I know deep inside you had no sympathy. So I forgive, and I do it for me, cause I knew I'd never get an apology. So I forgive. Life may move fast, or it may move slow. I met a silly man who said he'd make it slow. We look up out towards space, or even at the sky. One that pass away, but never look inside. Breathe in, breathe out. Life is a man's but we'll figure this out. I mean, human beings, I ain't got no doubt.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm gonna make a quick episode about some stuff real quick. So this is gonna be episode number 57. Well, not about some stuff. Basically, the episode I'm gonna make is gonna be about the song I did called "The Girl from My Dreams." Right? It's really interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna get into it to that depth. But right now, as I'm making this, I heard like these drums, right? Cultural drums, right? Like my people drums, right? And it's funny because I'm wearing this like native shirt too from Mexico, right? And so it's pretty interesting, right? All of a sudden these drums were coming on. You know, everything just synchronicities, but what do you call it? So anyways, I wanted to talk about this song, "The Girl from My Dreams." Obviously I'm gonna play it first, because you know it's a whole spiritual story, right? But I don't want to ruin it, so I'm gonna play it right here. So it's gonna be about 4 minutes long, so you could hear the story. Then after that, I'm gonna talk about this song, right? Because I never wanted to like spoil it. I wanted people to listen to it first. That's why I hadn't made a video about it. But you know, I've met a few people that have experienced something similar, so I guess I'm definitely curious as to who else has experienced something like what this song is about, right? So it's called "The Girl from My Dreams." It's based on a real spiritual experience. So I'm gonna play right here. It's about 4 minutes long, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about everything from the song. So here it is. Hey everybody. I just wanted to share this story real quick if you permit me a moment of your time. You know, there's that saying that the truth is stranger than fiction, and I guess that's what this story is about.
There's this girl from my dreams that I keep on seeing. I know you wouldn't believe me, but I swear it's real freaky. It's like we're together, but I've never even met her. I just want to know who she is. This girl from my dreams. 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 My dreams, this girl from my dreams. So I walk through the door and she says, "Come here, won't you lay down with me, babe?" And how was your day? She says, "My man," and I call her queen. And she's got the most beautiful eyes, I swear, that I've ever seen. She's got this long dark hair that's almost to her waist. Then she reaches out and she starts to touch my face. So I stroke her hair and I pull her close. But as I go to kiss her, damn, ghost. There's this girl from my dreams that I keep on seeing. I know you wouldn't believe me, but I swear it's real freaky. It's like we're together, but I've never even met her. I just want to know who she is. This girl from my dreams. 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 My dreams, this girl from my dreams. Look, now we're at a restaurant and there's even this kid. And she comes over to me, gives me a big hug and lands a kiss. She brings me some lemonade and she says it's to quench my thirst. And it's like I know this woman, but I really don't know who she is. Well, did I invent her in my subconscious? Maybe I was just tired of that, same old ish. So is this a cruel joke by the universe? Cause when I wake up I miss her so much that it kind of even hurts. This girl from my dreams that I keep on seeing. I know you wouldn't believe me, but I swear it's real freaky. It's like we're together, but I've never even met her. I just want to know who she is. This girl from my dreams. This my dreams. This girl from my dreams. This girl from my dreams. My dreams. This girl from my dreams. Well, now we're embracing and we're standing outside, and I can see this big billboard, right? And it's right behind. We're on the second story and I don't want to let her go, cause to be honest, I'm afraid that once I do, I won't see her anymore. So who was she? Will I ever know? And to be honest, after a while, shoot, that trail went cold. But then one day, I'm just there scrolling on my phone, and I'm sure you already guessed it, but it's the girl from my dreams. What the hell? From my dreams. I mean, this has gotta be a joke, right? Girl from my dreams. But I mean, she's right there, that's her. It's the girl from my dreams. Wow, my dreams. This girl from my dreams. So in case you're wondering, this song is based on a true story. And if you want to find out how it ends, well, to be honest, I don't even know yet. But I'm sure hoping to find out. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed it. But more importantly, I want to talk about the story, right? It was funny because, you know, that song, like when I sing it just a cappella, I love the way it sounds. But I guess as I was trying to go to the guitar and everything, you know, I used to record at the studio that closed down during the pandemic. And the producer, you know, the engineer producer, the one that will record me, he was like, that's why I loved recording with him, because it reminded me of that movie La Bamba, when you know, Lou Diamond Phillips, which is playing Richie Valens, he's like, when they show him doing it over, well, 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 I think he's singing that song, well, come on, let's go, my little darling or sweetheart or something. But that's how it would be. Like, you know, because I never planned to be a singer, but then after it was just some songs that, hey, I'm telling my own personal story, so it doesn't really make sense for, I'm singing this song and then some person's gonna come in the hook and then I'm singing this song again. So it didn't make sense, right? I think the first song I sang was one called Heaven Must Be Better. And it was like, well, let's do it till I get it right, right? And you know, and so we just be at it. And sometimes he'd be like, let me just put some auto-tune. I'll be like, no, I hate that auto-tune. Let me just do it, you know. And I haven't, and so whatever, along, you know, all that to say, like, you know, I miss recording with him, but the studio closed down during the pandemic. And that's when I started recording a lot of these songs by myself. But, you know, he would make sure I would, because he was that kind of musician, right? He had that technical thing, like every note had to be perfect or he would lose his mind. So it was like, you know, I would be like, cool, man, like I'm paying you. So, well, it's all good. Let's go, as long as we got to go till I get those notes right, right? So with this song, you know, trying to match the guitars and everything, it was kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't even know if I hit the right notes, but for some reason, maybe it's just me, like I kind of like how it sounds a cappella. But you know, it is what it is. So anyways, all that to say, so let me get into the story of the song, right? Yeah, so anyways, okay, so, you know, obviously the song is really deep. It's called The Girl from My Dreams. And the way it began was, you know, there was this girl I dreamed about maybe like a month before I ever saw her, right? A month to 2 months before I ever saw her. I had this dream of this girl. And it was interesting because I get there, almost like I get home or wherever this place was. I walk in this room and she's there. And all, just like how I start the verse, right? She's like, you know, she like taps for me to come lay on the bed next to her. And then I'm looking at her like, who are you? Like, but in the dream, it's almost like I could tell that there's some, I mean, just the way she's talking to me is like if we're together. So, you know, it almost reminded me of that show Quantum Leap, how when he would hop into different bodies and then he's like, what the hell? So it was like that. Like I understood
that I'm supposed to know her, but I just didn't know who she was, right? So I go up to her and she's like tapping on the bed, and then I get there and she's just like I say in the song, she was like so happy, like she's like, my man, like my man, whatever, however I said it, right? And I was like, I didn't really say like, or I don't remember if I said my queen. I don't think I really did. I just I just added that because I remember thinking like I could feel something. I just didn't know who she was. Like I was in the dream confused, but I know I could feel that there was something, like somehow we're together or something, but just by her reaction. And then she felt very nurturing, just like that, like saying, hey, come to me, like, and that. And then I started seeing all this symbolism in the room, right? Like there was even this artist that I didn't know why and how this artist, I knew who the artist was, but he was sitting in the back by a computer, and there's all these boom, 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 different symbolism, right? So anyways, this is where the song wasn't necessarily in the sequence of the way the events happen, right? So after that dream, one day, boom, like it's like jumps to the ending, right? Like I was on social media, and I'm not someone that believes in love at first sight and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Not because I'm jaded or anything. It's just like, I guess my brain always figured it's more like you see someone and it's like more like a lust kind of thing. And then of course you could fall in love after, but you know, like that. That's kind of how I've thought of it, right? But if this was kind of like the closest, like I don't know, I seen this person and I was just like, damn, who's that, right? Like, and I messaged her, right? Because I was like, just from seeing her, like I was like, what? And I didn't remember following her, and I think she was following me too, because when I messaged her, she responded and everything. So obviously we were following each other, and I just didn't remember when that happened, right? Like, and why I hadn't seen her, I guess, because I seen her and I was just like, damn, right? And then I started looking, and I guess what she wrote was very like deep or something in this post, and something about her, right? So I messaged her, and we kind of, like, yeah, I was just kind of blunt, right? Like I was just kind of blunt, like, And then she was like, yeah, she was like, go ahead, like, yeah, like message me whenever you want, kind of thing. So I was like, all right, cool. And I think we were messaging for a while, right? And then I had another dream, I think, about her, and that's the second verse from the song, right? Where I'm like, we're at some restaurant. Okay, so then I had the dream about the restaurant, right? Which I talked about in the song. It's the second verse. So then that happened, right? And in that dream, it was like there was some guy. So I don't know who this guy was, right? In the dream, it almost seemed like it could have been the future, and it was some kid or something, or it was someone that like, it just threw me off because she gave him a kiss. I don't remember if it was like in the mouth or just the cheek or something, but then she came and she kissed me, right? So that's why when I woke up, I thought like maybe it was like her son or something like that, right? Or I don't know if it was like our son, but I didn't know him either in that dream. So it was like I didn't know who this kid was, right? But then she comes and she kisses me, and then she brings me a drink and all that. We're in some restaurant. And so I told her too, I was like, man, I had this crazy dream about you. And I haven't met her in person at this point. I'm like, you gave me a kiss, and I was like, and I woke up happy. And then I guess, she laughed about that or whatever, because I was blunt. I was like, hey, I had this dream about you, and I don't know, you gave me a kiss in the dream, and then I woke up all happy or whatever. So, and then, whatever, like it was crazy. But then, so just like the second verse I'm talking about, like, yeah, like that really happened, right? That dream and everything, right? And then, so just the sequence was off, right? How I was saying. But then I had this bad feeling all of a sudden with her, right? I had this bad feeling after about a month of kind of maybe 3 weeks to a month of communicating with her. And then I had this bad feeling. So I messaged her. I was like, oh man, don't tell me. Because I had just had like a string of kind of bad luck. And so I was like, oh man, please don't tell me she's like she's, because I care, right? I'm not gonna hook up with someone that's in a relationship or is married or something like that. So I was like, man, don't tell me she's married or has a boyfriend. So I asked her straight out, I was like, hey, you got a boyfriend or you're married or what? And then she starts laughing. She's like, why? And then I think that's what she put, like, why? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just curious or something. And she's all, no, I'm not in a relationship, but I just got out of like an 8-year relationship, I believe she said. And I was like, oh man. So there, after that, I was like, I'm not gonna pursue this, right? Even though I'm having these dreams about her. Oh, and then later on I found out, right, all the symbolism, because after I was interested, then once I looked, like the artist that I had seen behind, like she was like, I guess, a fan of that artist. So there was all these symbolism. So that's how I knew it was her, right? I was like, damn, it's really her. And in the dream she had her hair different, but when I seen the picture, she had it like how I say in the song. So I changed that, but that's really how she had her hair. But in the dream she had it different, right? But then in the other dream she had it different anyways, right? She had it down and longer, right? Or something like that. But so once that guy had that bad feeling and that, it was like, dude, like if you just got out of an 8-year relationship, so I'm thinking in my head, there's no way. Because it was almost like that was a lesson from the universe, right? Because I had talked to somebody that, like, after a year of talking to them, they were like, oh, well, when I met you, I had just got divorced. And I was like, what? I wouldn't have even talked to you, because sure enough, there was all this conflict. And then I met someone else and that went horribly wrong, that had been, like when I met them, like they just got divorced like that week, and that went completely not in a good way, right? Like they had been married for like 13 years. And so I guess, it was like that, like, right, it was a rebound thing kind of thing. So it was like, okay, so this is for me to learn my lesson. But damn, that was like a tough one, because like I was interested in this person and they kept like that. In the dream, it felt like it was crazy. It was like why does it feel like we're together in these dreams, right? Like there's this strong connection. And so after that, I backed off, right? I backed off, and then I kept dreaming about them over and over like just. But then I saw that they hopped into a relationship, so I was like, well, I mean, I wasn't gonna do it no matter what, so that's fine, let it be what it is. And then after, like, I kept dreaming about them, and I think I messaged them and they didn't respond. I was like, well, whatever. Like I was just wanted to understand. I wanted her to like tell me something, like maybe she had the dream too, because I didn't get it. Like I've dreamt of people that I met in person or stuff like that, but why this person that I haven't even met in person, and I'm over here dreaming about them? And there's this strange thing, like if we're together, just like I say in the song, right? Like there's this girl from my dream that I keep on seeing. I know you wouldn't believe me, but I swear if it's real freak. It's like we're together, but I never even met her. I just want to know who she is, this girl from my dream. So anyways, that was it. I wanted to really understand, like I wanted her to get something too, like some kind of sound. But even when I met her, because I saw that, I think she was starting. I even asked her, hey, are you interested in the spiritual? I even invited her to a ceremony, I believe. And I gave her my number. Like even that, I was like, all right, well, I won't try to hook up, let some time pass, so she could heal from that 8-year relationship. But I was like, well, maybe in a ceremony, she'll see something or something. So I invited her, hey, if you're interested in going to ceremony, whatever, but she didn't call me. So because I saw she was into cultural stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. So that made more sense. I was like, okay, so I like her for a reason, right? Like there's something, right? So anyways, after that, yeah, she got into a relationship with some guys. So I was like, okay, well, fine, boom. So that kind of seals that deal. I forgot about her, but then I kept dreaming about her after a while. So I was just like, okay, I really want to understand what this is about. So anyways, I had told her the dreams, and then, finally, I think I was like, well, I think one time I already, like, over a year had passed or something. And then I told her, hey, I had this dream, another dream, and she didn't respond. So I said something, right? Because who likes to not be responded to, right? Or after that, I didn't say nothing. And then again, I had a dream. So then I messaged, hey, I didn't, like, whatever. You didn't answer the last time, but I was just going to throw this dream out there. And then she was like, well, I wasn't trying to be rude or something. Just I didn't. How do you respond to that? And I get it. Yeah, I'm just, I'm overly like bold with things like that because I really want to know the spiritual, right? And that's what has helped me evolve like quick and boom, 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 and like learning so much stuff because I'll throw it out there, right? And people you do usually come back with things, right? You meet the right people or whatever kind of stuff, right? That's how it goes. So, anyways, um, after that, finally, finally, right? A few years passed, whatever, and then there was that last dream about the billboard thing. It was weird. Like we were giving this big embrace. And again, that guy was there in the back, so it was like a kid or something. It was crazy. He was there again. So I don't know who this guide is or spirit or why this person kept appearing too again. And he was over there in the back, and me and her were hugging, and we were on the second story or something. And there was this billboard behind, and I wrote it down somewhere because I was just like, why is there a billboard? Like what is the meaning of that? And I don't remember if I wrote down what was on the billboard, if I remember that part or what. So that was the third verse of the song. And that was the last dream. Oh no, I had, I think, another dream about her after that. But that was kind of the last message I sent her. I was like, so I mean, even she could see like that I sent that message about the billboard or stuff like that. So that really happened. And then after finally, I think after that, like when I went to her page to message her or whatever, like, I didn't see a photo like I don't know anything. Like, so I asked her like, hey, I finally asked her like to get together, but she was in a relationship. So I don't know what like a relationship with that same guy or someone new or what. But I mean, it's fine. After that, I just let it be. And now that this song came out, like I'm okay with even that whole situation, right? Like if that's all it was, maybe I just had to tell the story, right? But as I was writing the song, I got this I got chills all down about these, and it has to do with like people, like these historic figures. And I think because someone hinted at something, and even when they told me like someone I was in the past, I think I know the connection with me and this person, right? But I'm never gonna say it unless she was to have that vision. If not, then it's fine. It wasn't something from this lifetime, right? I see so many things, it doesn't even matter. I don't get attached to an idea like, oh no, that's like how people get obsessed with, oh, that's my person or this or that or my twin flame or this and that. I don't have those kind of attachments anymore, right? Like if I did at one point, like I sure don't now, right? Like so I just want to understand or understand or however you say it. So I try to go all in, like, okay, let me boom, let me understand why this is happening. And then I feel like now I got my answer, right? I finally, while I was writing the song, these things came, right? And someone else had kind of corroborated that. So I feel like I know who I am and who she was in a past life. And maybe that's all it was, right? That was the connection, right? Because I sure as hell ain't like into the whole home wrecking thing, right? So I always wish people the best. And so I think that's kind of the story, but still, nonetheless, right? It's someone you're connected with. It's crazy, right? To be connected with someone like in that way where you're dreaming about them, you've never even met them in person. There's some strange connection. And I think I'm almost 100% certain it was some past life thing. I kind of have the idea of who I was and who she was in this past life thing. It's very interesting, right? So I think that was it. I'm just grateful like to have gotten a song out of it. And then even that, people have already reacted and told me like that they had a similar story, right? Or stuff like that. And even before I wrote the song, I already had heard of other people that had similar stories. So I'm very curious, yeah, if anyone else has a story like that, right? And like I said, to me, I don't get fixated on that, like, oh, this is supposed to be my person or nothing like that. Like to me, no, it's cool, right? Like it's like, damn, like it's insane to maybe that, right? To keep re-meeting these people like in different lives. Like, what is that movie? Cloud Atlas, I believe, with Tom Hanks. And like in one version, like, yeah, he ends up, I think Halle Berry is like this figure that he keeps seeing in these different lives, and you know, they end up together in one, and one they don't, and different stuff like that, right? Like, so it's pretty amazing. That's kind of how I felt this whole situation was. And you know, I'm glad I got a song out of it. You know, I mean, unless she ever reaches out to me and tells me, hey, I finally saw this vision or something, and that, like I guess to me, like that book is closed already, right? Like, boom, that ended that story. And you know, I think it's a beautiful story, right? Maybe other people would have preferred it for it to have a happy ending, right? Like, but that's why I said at the end, like, you know, I do kind of want to find out, but as I was writing the song, I found out. You know what I mean? So that's why it's crazy. Like, I don't know if I had just finished it or I was still mixing it, and then boom, it's like I got the download, right? Like the download. Like, they waited till I finished the song so nothing interrupted that process. And then, you know, I got that download, right? I think it got brighter right now as I was saying that, so that's pretty interesting. So I think that's it, because anyways, the battery, I forgot to plug in the computer, so the battery's about to end. Thank you for listening. You know, let me know in the comments if you had a similar experience, dreamt of someone that then you saw in real life. And like I said, that's happened to me before. I dreamed of people, and then I ended up either meeting them after, stuff like that. So this is the only person that I've never met still, and they just kept coming into my dream. Boom, boom, boom. I wanted to figure it out. I feel like I already got my answers, and then that's it, right? So let me know if you've had a similar experience. And thank you for listening to my 57th episode. And as of now, right, I got the podcast on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, so you guys can listen on there. Thank you all thank you to all who have been supporting the podcast. It means a lot. It means the world to me. And I'm just grateful to have been, you know, have 57 episodes. So I'm grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Peace.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, sometimes you just feeling it, you know what I'm saying? You just feeling it. And I want to feel this way forever.